Good afternoon, CUBE community, and welcome back to Barcelona, Spain. We're here near the end of day 3 of our 4 days of coverage live on theCUBE. My name's Savannah Peterson, delighted to be doing this segment with Bob Laliberte. Bob, how's your day been so far?
So far so good, another action-packed day for us.
This feels like a really action-packed MWC.
It was, 110,000 is what I'm hearing.
Is that what they got? We were wondering what the number was. Oh,
yes,
wow.
which is basically just another day at the Barcelona Football Club, but
Right.
for the IT crowd, that's a lot.
Great point. There might be 110,000 people here, but we've got one of the coolest people here. Juho, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy week.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I can't believe it's day 3 already.
I know, right?
Time flies by when you're having fun, right?
Absolutely.
It really does, and we are certainly about to have even more fun right now, so brace yourself. Inseego, just in case the audience isn't familiar, what do y'all do?
Inseego is an industry leader when it comes to wireless broadband. We do both mobile and fixed, or FWA as it's known. We've been leading in the latest and greatest in wireless for the past 2 decades.
Excellent, yeah, and when you're talking about that fixed wireless access, you're really drilling into how do you get that last mile to be freed from being untethered, I guess if you will.
Yeah. You know what's super interesting? I'm actually seeing wireless replacing wired. The ease of use benefit. We have a lot of customers that deployed wireless initially as a backup.
Correct.
But then after they saw the performance, the convenience of deployment, it became the mainstay, the primary form of connectivity. So I'm actually very bullish on where the industry is heading.
That's great, and just to be clear though, when you're saying it's replaced, did you see that within 4G, or has that really been a 5G phenomenon where people have said, it's no longer our tertiary, it's now our primary?
Great question. There was a lot of discussion of what's the killer use case for 5G. Like, actually it's still ongoing, I think.
It is.
My very simple answer, it's broadband, for sure. Because now the performance, and we'll talk more about that, I have some really cool stuff to show you, but now the performance of wireless connectivity is at a level where that can be a reliable, single-only broadband solution for your office or for your home.
Excellent.
So you talked about how you're excited. What do you think are some of the big market dynamics going on right now? It seems like it's a bit of a moment for all of us.
Yeah, if you look at the wireless broadband, there's been a lot of deployments already, but it's really only starting. And the big thing is that it's been capacity constrained. So if you look at 2 different segments, you look at consumer deployments first, like your home internet, which even though you can't tell from the accent, I live in US. So we've had a lot of
decoy
deployments.
there.
New Jersey?
There you go. Southern California, actually. Close. So we're seeing a lot of deployments, like companies like T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, millions of subscribers on FWA. But if you look at the economics of it, you can only deploy so much because your network capacity is your most valuable asset. You want to protect mobile, you want to protect other segments as well. But that's changing really quickly. I want to talk to you about 5G Advanced while we're here on the air, but we'll get there shortly. That's going to be one of the solutions which will enable more deployment. But then in the business segment, it's a completely different economic equation. Because obviously you can extract a higher premium for a business, there's more value that's created. So the business deployments are only starting now, is my theory. So we're going to see a massive ramp-up curve on FWA when it comes to business and enterprise segments.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of momentum there. I can't let us go on any longer in this broadcast without talking about the beautiful toys you brought for us. Tell us what's in front of you right now.
Thanks for asking. I was going to bring it up anyhow. So now it's more of a smooth transition.
Now it's less awkward?
So where to start? We made 2 big announcements. Super proud of the team. So first of all, Monday morning, Qualcomm announced the first 3GPP Release 18 modem. The reason why that gets us excited, right, is that it's the first instance of 5G Advanced.
Right.
So now you're going to have more carrier aggregation, higher performance, more network efficiency, so you can deploy better wireless broadband and you can deploy more. So our engineering team put that in an Inseego module. So we made our own module of the Qualcomm chip, which is this beautiful thing over here, and then in less than 3 weeks from receiving the early engineering sample, we were able to put it in a prototype fixed wireless access device and make a data call. So my claim to fame, and no one has challenged me in the show so far, is that we were the first OEM to make a 5G Advanced data call on FWA.
That sounds good. I'm certainly not going to challenge you.
Excellent.
I'll take your word for it. That was delivered very confidently.
Exactly.
Well, not only did you do that, you did that very quickly. 3 weeks is not a very long period of time.
So that's actually our one of our many claims to fame and why we think we would be an excellent partner of choice for the whole wireless ecosystem. We have an amazing engineering team in San Diego, some of the best antenna modem engineers in the industry. So our products are super when it comes to performance, reliability and all of that, but we're also really quick to iterate. We have a CTIA approved lab in San Diego, so it's not like, hey, we're going to design something, ship the design somewhere to get a sample, now take the sample somewhere else and get it tested. We're actually doing it all in-house in San Diego, so we can iterate super fast. And this announcement was really to demonstrate that we can be super fast, to your point, on the latest and greatest in wireless. The other announcement we made was 2 products. So this beautiful unit over here, this is our latest FWA, fixed wireless access, Inseego Wavemaker, FX5000, I think I got the name right. And then our mobile hotspot, which also has the latest 3GPP, 5G advanced modem from Qualcomm.
Okay.
So whether you have a fixed use case in your home or office, or if you're a mobile worker, you can take that with you.
Got it. And are you finding more organizations, obviously the one you've got there in the middle, you're looking at retail stores,
it's a great
potentially, right, homes, things like that, pop up. For the other one, mobile workers, or also for home as well, or is that more for mobile than it is for home?
So our primary focus today is more SMB and enterprise.
Yep.
What I look forward to doing in the future is moving all the way to industrial. That's a super exciting segment. But if I look at our customer base, what would be a good example? JP Morgan in the US, financial institute. So they have a lot of mobile workers or people working from home. They choose our MiFi product, the mobile hotspot, for that because it's secure. Like, not that you wouldn't have Wi-Fi at home already, most likely, but this is secure. The enterprise can manage with our Inseego Connect Cloud management platform, and their IT does not need to worry about anything. So that's one good example. Yep. The thing that I don't have here, because it's huge, we have this thing that I call a pizza box. Yeah. So an outdoor FWA, so bigger antenna. Amazing product. Tractor supply in US. Turns out like where people who buy tractors tend to live on a farm or more remote area. Yeah. So you do get as good of a signal.
I grew up on a farm. Excellent. You're very much speaking my language, and I actually learned how to drive on a tractor. So you just tapped into some very small town roots of mine.
You have by more street credibility than I do.
So well, I'll validate. I can validate. Well, here we go. I'll confirm or deny what you're about to say right now.
So we went in first with a normal indoor unit to solve the customer's problem. They quickly discovered that they're not getting strong enough reception. Yep. So that's when then we had our value-added reseller partners show up and install an outdoor FWA unit. We ended up deploying over 2,000 of those. And this is actually the case example where the initial use case, if you will, was just to have a backup. They already had wired connectivity, but they couldn't afford any downtime. But then when it was all said and done, our outdoor FWA unit performed better than the wired connection. So they basically cut the cord, and now it's all wireless.
That's fantastic.
Pretty awesome.
And that's to all the Tractor Supply stores.
Huh?
That's to all the Tractor Supply stores, their retail outlets
correct.
where they have.
That's
good. So this weekend, when I go home, I'm going to go to my local Tractor Supply, and I'm going to see if I can see the pizza box outside.
Please send me a picture.
I will. I will take it and send it to you.
Also, if you need a pizza box of your own, you know where to find me. So.
I do, absolutely.
That's awesome. I think it's great when you design for remote situations like that. It doesn't exclude anything that's not as remote. It makes it better for everything in general.
Correct.
Everyone can use the pizza box. Also, now I'm craving pizza, guys. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate this.
I had pizza for lunch.
Yeah. Was that because you wanted to stay on brand?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. What are, this is awesome. You mentioned you're in Southern California. You've got Qualcomm all over this. Qualcomm HQ, obviously, down in San Diego. Talk to me about that partnership and how you get to develop together. And is physically being near them increase your ability to iterate faster?
Yeah, sure it does. We have our engineers at the Qualcomm office every day, vice versa. Excellent relationship. Fun fact, I was actually working for Qualcomm still 2 months ago.
That's right.
So I left Qualcomm on a Friday and started at Inseego on a Monday. And it's like the building right next door to it. So I thought it very funny. My commute didn't change, nothing changed. So I was previously the president for Qualcomm North America.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I actually knew the company because they were my customer.
So you've had a couple fun moments at Building K then, yeah?
Yes. Very well done. Yeah.
Oh, gee,
I
that's
can see Building K from my office window.
Oh, cheers! Well, next time we're doing a beer at Building K then.
Yeah.
When I'm in San Diego, that'll be great. Bob, I'll fill you in on that little inside joke. That's just
Sounds
for the
good.
if you know folks out there at home.
By the way, we name our modules, the internal code names. They're breweries in San Diego. We have Carl.
Oh, I love that. Oh!
We have Carl.
Well, that's perfect because that makes sense. Being able to
You know what? This is actually Carl.
No kidding.
Yeah. It's the X85 modem is Carl, internal code name.
Okay, so
I'm not sure.
Pizza and beer.
wait, exactly, Bob, you read my mind. So I was going to say, okay, so we
Excellent.
absolutely have to do a show with pizza and beer and all this fun
If
hardware.
you'll have me next time, we'll do that.
Next time we'll do
Yes,
that.
no, absolutely. Oh my gosh, that would be super fun. Wow, this is a really exciting time. So you're obviously able to develop things very quickly. What's next? What's on the horizon for you?
So we have already today excellent hardware and a cloud management platform. There's a couple of areas that I want to invest in and continue to develop.
Sure.
So first of all, from a hardware standpoint of view, I mentioned that we're going to go to large enterprise and industrial, which is a segment that's going to be a very meaningful market expansion for us.
Yep.
And I think we can help the customers a lot, solve their problems with
Absolutely.
basically everything that I just explained. So to build towards that future and those customers, we're going to build, I guess we're announcing it now, a router OS, Edge router OS.
Okay.
So enterprise-grade routing on the device software. But that is closely coupled with our Inseego Connect cloud management platform, which is also an area where we're continue to develop new features. So that's key. In addition, you'll see us announce more. We have some industrial routers today, but there's going to be more of that. And then from a go-to-market standpoint of view, I look forward to continuing our presence in the marketplace, having more of our amazing sales folks train the carrier sellers, as well as the value-added resellers. So that's really what I'm looking forward to accomplishing over the next, say, 18 months.
It's a lot of community building.
Yeah. For sure.
And I think that's so important, especially in telco and in this world and, well, in the chip land. It takes a lot of people to get this stuff over the line. How big is the Inseego team?
A little over 200 people.
Oh, so that's actually still pretty lean.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting, you talked about moving next door, and I was going to ask you, so you Friday, Monday, and then on Tuesday, were you back in as a customer?
Yeah.
Yes. But the folks on Qualcomm side got a call. I was asking for some commercial terms, like you might imagine. So.
Got it. No, and so one of the other things would be really interesting, I'd like to understand, so you had this great role at Qualcomm. What made you decide to go over to Inseego? What was so compelling that you saw that said, I've got to be a part of this?
Bob, that's a great question. The way I was an OEM before joining Qualcomm, and I always really enjoyed the end market intimacy. So you get to feel the customer, you really get to understand the customer, and I've done that as a mobile OEM, grew up with Nokia, we run our own OEM company. It was an element of going back to my roots, to be honest. Secondly, we're talking about the market opportunity. At the vantage point that I had at Qualcomm, I was convinced that this is going to be a stellar place to go and create something new, build a real value, high quality product. I mentioned the go-to-market. It's just a beautiful opportunity to go and create value. Create value, really. The other thing is that I knew the Inseego team. The engineering team is top-notch. And it's just fun when you're working with the best in the industry and you can be leading the pack.
And you get to build cool stuff. You mentioned the Tractor Supply Store and a few other examples. What are some of the other maybe intriguing use cases that you're really excited to design for?
I would mention failover. That's not a new thing necessarily, but like disaster recovery. Let's say that you have a hurricane, some natural disaster. You can have 5G failover. So basically you can use one of our products. We have actually one in market now where you can have your cable modem or fiber modem, Ethernet port into our box, and Ethernet out into the access point that you're already providing. Our solution will sense if there's no data connectivity and immediately snap into cellular without the end user ever knowing that happened. That's it's been popular, but I think it's getting more popular from what I'm seeing. It's also something that in the enterprise segment, there's a lot of demand for. Again, you're having a retail store, to go back to that.
Right.
Our chief revenue officer is called Steve, so we call everything Steve's Pizza Shop.
Okay.
If it goes back to the pizza story again.
I love
When it comes
this.
to like case and customer examples, so you don't want your point of sale to go down.
Absolutely not.
So it's great value, even if you have a wire connectivity, to have that failover, which was again the same motivation as with the tractor supply initial use case and example. So that's definitely a growing segment for us as well.
You're doing some really cool stuff. Juho, I have one last question for you. I'm still impressed that you started 2 days after you left Qualcomm. You deserve a vacation at some point, young man. But what do you hope to be able to say at Mobile World Congress next year that you can't yet say today?
I really think it's the scale of our deployment. I really like everything that we discussed here. I think we have a great strategy.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing on product. Our product team rock solid in addition to our engineering team. It's really to execute on this.
Yep.
So I would hope to be here, give you a lot more of very compelling customer examples. So hopefully I get the opportunity to do that with you.
Well, I'm expecting the next time you come back, it won't only be supplying tractor supply, you'll be having all your 5G FWAs on the tractors themselves.
Yeah.
So
yeah, hey,
when
by the
they're
way,
out in the
that's
fields.
Absolutely.
Great industrial use case.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vehicle mounted,
Yep.
if
Yeah.
you will.
Exactly.
Could go on a tractor as well. I'll think about that.
Absolutely.
I love this. Well, I look forward to hearing all of those fantastic customer stories over pizzas and beers the next time we get to reunite and talk tech. Juho, thank you so much for taking the time to be
Really
here with us.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
welcome.
And thank you, Bob. I appreciate you letting me join you on this one.
This
has
was
been
great. Thank you.
This has been a blast. And thank all of you for tuning in to our wonderful and insightful 4 days of coverage here at Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, Spain. My name's Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.